my definition of success? Creating something no one else can.
What is my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. That is a one-liner and a quote right there.
116 Lifestyle.
Subscribe and make sure that you hit the notification bell.
Welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna react to NF. He just dropped a new video. It is 2 days ago that it was dropped. NF dropped a single called Hope. There's also a new album in the making, or it is already finished actually, and it will be dropped. So make sure that you like this video if you want more NF, and we're gonna start with this track, NF Hope. Let's see what he did with it.
Yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me.
And we see that he is singing in this one.
Been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
The soundscape is crazy.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong, nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success?
Before I continue, what a great entrance that was. Especially the whole entrance, like 30 years. So it's like, you know, after 30 years, what has actually been accomplished by him. And then he was saying like, I like to announce, and then my album. It's like he's screaming. It's like an argument that he's saying van, it's my album, you know, nobody else can touch it. And it is also because he knows the doubts, you know, the fear of getting rejected. It is all in his mind, because that's, of course, always the thing that if you put out music, if you put your art into the world, there is always a chance that the people are going to not like it. And it's a huge risk to make music, be vulnerable, write lyrics that talk about your own life, and then also drop it out in the world. It's like you make different tracks, you put it in an album, you write your emotion into it, and then it's just really scary to drop that to the big masses, and everybody can have an opinion on it, and people will love it, others will hate it. So I understand the whole intro and the whole fact that it's like 30 years, where's the progress, you know? Like, people are going to be critical, people are saying like it is always depressing, but I think that NF has something really strong. He has made a lot of tracks, I don't even know them all, but I really enjoy the fact that he's always trying to do his best and always trying to bring up the best in his music. Even though there are criticasters, he's really stepping up his game.
Listening to what your heart says, standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is, tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can.
What is my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. That is a one-liner and a quote right there. What is your definition of success? It's like, well, I can create something that no one else can. So it is really unique. It is my unique contribution to the society. I have something, I can make music, make an experience to listen to that is really unique. And I think NF has really crafted his sound in the couple of years that he really has been creating his sound. And when I hear the instrumentals, I think of NF, and that's really something that I will give him credits for. He really established his own sound, his own way of portraying emotions and different feelings into his tracks, and also using different tones and different, things in the beat that build up and really tell you his emotion. Like, it's almost like you are inside his head. Like, all his emotions are displayed in his tracks, which is really a unique way of telling a song. If you can capture so much emotion, and he is rapping, he's not cursing, so it's really something unique that he's doing.
Being brave enough to dream big, grinding when you're told to just quit, giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen.
Some more
it's a
definitions
person
here.
that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit, cause they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret.
This is always the dynamic in his videos. It's always like the people in black, and that always represents the negative, the darker feelings, and then always in the white for the positive, the bright, the uplifting. I really like this contrast in his videos. It's almost like you see the battle between good and evil, like it's always portrayed in his music. It's kind of sick how he does it.
Said
every
things
time.
I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing.
A lot of people actually have this problem of having a bag full of problems, doubts, things from the past that they still cannot leave in the past. They have to drag it with them, and it's becoming really heavy because every time something happens, you throw it in the bag, and someday you will collapse under the weight of it if you cannot leave it in the past. And I think he can struggle with it, but I think a lot of humans do. So I think a lot of people can understand this and really relate to this when he is saying this, because, man, you need to leave the things that are hurting you in the past and try to deal with it. You have to look at it, what has happened, and try to process it in a positive way so you will not be hurt by it and it will not sting you into the future, because believe me, it's gonna weigh on your back, and one day you can collapse if you're not taking care of those problems or everything that is inside your baggage.
And I was someone different looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in them. They get it.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what a great effect. So the person in the dark pushed him, and then he fell through and he entered in his house, which is quite interesting. Or in some house, I don't even know if it is his house. Interesting. So there is a track playing here, but my mind is a home that I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this. This is a really interesting dynamic. So I don't know from where the track is. I assume it's one of his tracks, or maybe some new track on the upcoming album. And, it's really interesting the way that he is portraying his mind and his emotions into his music. It's almost like his feelings are directly symbolized by every scene in this video and in all his videos.
Necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
Having kids will let you take a look in the mirror. And so he's also saying in this track that he really needed a mental breakdown. He's saying it is bad, but on the other hand, it made me realize which problems I had and that I really needed to fix it to become the best version of myself. So he really needed the lowest point to go to the highest point. So that is really deep, man. What a great message. You need to first hit the lowest point before you can reach the highest point. Now, I don't think this has to be the case for everybody, but for some people it can really help to see the darkest day before they can see the lightest day, because once they are really down, they will try to get on the path to the brightest light. And that's when the process of healing starts. So when you are dealing with trauma or anything from the past that is hurting you, or you have something that really bothers you, the only way to go to a bigger leap forward, to go higher, to go to the brighter spot is maybe if that big moment, that moment that you are like, I need help, I need something to do with this, and I can finally start it now, and then I can move on and create something that will help me to become the best version of me. And I think this is great, man. Really great stuff here from NF.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years
really,
of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking the reins.
Wow, that was really abrupt end, but what a incredible track, man. NF really just outdone himself again. What a great performance. The whole thing with the voices screaming that he can't do it, that, you know, the voices are telling him you're not great enough, and then he's saying like 30 years of fear, 30 years of darkness, but he finally got the healing after all those years. And now his new track, Hope. There is a new era coming, and that is hope, and hope for something better, for the future. The whole thing when he went to the house and he looked, and there was a guy with the black balloons, really dark, in a dark place, the guy in prison. That's what happens if you're not getting the right treatment of the mental problem or the thing that you're carrying with you. You end up in a prison. Your own thoughts become a prison for you. You cannot move out of it. So you have to break through. You have to find the key. He also saw that there was like a slot. And the moment you find the key to open the prison, you are locked out and you're free, man. Amazing track from NF, man. I really like how he creates a masterpiece and always thinks his video very thoroughly through. A great edited video, great cinematic effect, man. This is a great track. Really excited for the album. If you want more NF, make sure to hit the like button. And I see you guys in my next one. Take care.